next, we look at the personality of the Holy Spirit. And I've got a very simple way to test this. We take a passage, for instance, Acts 8 verse 29, we read, "And the Spirit said to Philip, go over and join this chariot." Now, we've got a choice here. The Holy Spirit can be a person or it's energy. Or power, you can pick whatever. I choose energy, it just works better. And now I can replace the word spirit with person, and then we read, "And the person said to Philip, go over and join this chariot." That's the one alternative. The other alternative is that we read, "And the energy said to Philip, go over and join this chariot." Which one makes more sense? Right? It doesn't make sense to have energy speak to Philip. Makes a lot more sense when it's a person. Let's go to another one. Matthew 4 verse 1. "Then Jesus was led up by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil." Right? So if we take spirit and we replace it with person, then Jesus was led up by the person in the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. Or we can read, "Then Jesus was led up by the energy into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil." Now, please explain to me, how can energy lead anyone? Energy does not lead us. You have a GPS. It needs energy for it to work. It needs a signal. But it needs intelligence to put in the right address and then to follow the instructions. You can't tell the GPS to take you there. You can't walk after the GPS and think you're going to get there. The power, the energy, whatever you want to call it, in that GPS is simply to make it work. The ability to be led requires intelligence. And you can take it even further. Somebody had to program the GPS, right? You can't follow lightning. Even the Earth's magnetic field, if you took a compass and you walked in the direction of magnetic north, you'd keep going around in circles around the world. Let's look at another one. 1 Corinthians 12 verse 11. "All these are empowered by one and the same Spirit, who apportions to each one individually as he wills." Right, so we're going to do the same. All these are empowered by one and the same person, who apportions to each one individually as he wills. Does that make sense? Well, let's be fair. Let's try the energy. All these are empowered by one and the same energy, who apportions to each one individually as it wills. Right? It doesn't make sense to call energy he, so I had to change it to it. Ephesians 4 verse 30. "And do not grieve the Holy Spirit of God, by whom you were sealed for the day of redemption." Let's change it. "And do not grieve the holy person of God, by whom you were sealed for the day of redemption." Or, "And do not grieve the holy energy of God, by whom you were sealed for the day of redemption." How do you grieve energy or power or a thing? You can only grieve a person. And we can keep going on. The conclusion is this, that the Holy Spirit does what a person does, and therefore the Holy Spirit must be a person. I mean, if I come to you and I'm telling you of an animal that barks and chases cars and buries bones, I think you can, with relative accuracy, assume I'm talking about a dog. Right? I'm not going to talk about a cat barking, because that's not what a cat does. So when the Holy Spirit thinks and feels, leads, then he must be a person.